What's up, guys? So I am playing The Time of Ninja. It's on Roblox. It's this new Naruto kind of based game. It looked pretty cool, and my friends were talking a whole lot about it. So I thought, hey, like I might as well give it a try and see what it's about. They haven't officially played it. They just kind of been talking about it. Usually, when I get into new games on Roblox, I decide to buy all the game passes when I can and see what it's really about. While I was playing, I saw this. And I was trying to find a way to change his
Sweet
face,
Jesus.
but I couldn't find a way to change it.
That boy is ugly.
Yeah, I ended up I was so
We all
appalled
start
by
off
the
ugly?
starter face. I was like, oh my gosh, like this man is extremely hideous. And I just couldn't believe it. And so I couldn't find a way to change it. And the customization seemed kind of cool, but there was one thing that I genuinely hated. This game is in beta, right? It's in beta, so it is still being tested. Things are still being changed. Let me go ahead and change, let me stop some audio real quick. All right. So I ended up deleting the audio, and I'm here to continue on talking about everything here. So one thing that I wanted to bring up about character customization, please, from this point forward, developers, any Roblox developers that are making MMORPGs, RPGs, whatever the case may be, I like that you are giving hairs for us to use, and I understand that majority of the time, if it is an anime game, the hairs are gonna like originate from that anime, right? Like you'll see Rock Lee's hair in that bottom left corner, and so on and so forth. And I get that, but please let us either use our own Roblox hairs or let us use Roblox hair IDs. You don't have to give us like 20 different hair ID options, Do like Deep Woken, right? And I even think not Type Soul, but Peroxide has it. Do it to where like we can put like up to 3 to 4 hair IDs in. It doesn't have to be the only way to use hair, but let it be like one of the ways that we can do it. Because a lot of people, I'm sure, would love to mix and match their own hairs together. And like I said, I know this game's in beta, so there's still a lot to change. Hopefully, this does come to pass. Also, when you like go to customize your characters for some weird reason, your character results back to the base whatever. So, I'm scared to even touch anything in customized character after that, unless, of course, I'm completely changing my character. So we're here at this point where you make your character. You have to select your character in order to play the game. Kind of like the Attack on Titan game, which is fine. But something that I hate is I only have one character. So if I try to play the game or whatever the case may be, it keeps telling me select character, select character, select character. Like whenever I close the game and relaunch, which, spoiler alert, this is going to happen a lot in this recording, okay? But it keeps telling me select character, select character. You want to play the game, select your character. I only have one character. So it shouldn't matter. Like, of course, select character. I only have one by default. You should select to the character that exists because there's only one character that exists. I don't have any other character slots open, which, by the way, in the Game Pass, character slots and like clan spin slots are like 100,000 Robux, which I'm guessing is just something that they have in the works right now that they're trying to figure out. Maybe it'll be cheaper in time. Maybe it will forever be that price. I have no idea. It's beta, right? So I'm not really stressing about that. But here we are at the screen where you make your character. Oh, you made them. You select your character, like they tell you, select your character, select your character. Now that like you selected your characters, right? You get to choose your clan, you get to choose your element, and then you have miscellaneous. I don't know what miscellaneous is quite yet. There's nothing there like whenever you click it. And if you go to the wiki, there's nothing about miscellaneous either. So here's element. Element is just the element that you use in a game. I had to pop up the wiki to understand what's actually going on in the game because the game doesn't have any tool tips or help tips that you can hover over to understand what's going on. I understand if you play games like Shindo Life 2, whatever the case may be, these are kind of self-explanatory, right? So I've done stuff like this before, right? But if you're new to Naruto, if you're new to these kind of games and you're coming in and you haven't really seen too many people play and you want like your own first-time experience, this kind of thing is going to throw you off, right? It definitely threw me off, and I've had experience with it. I don't know what all these elements are, especially if like you don't watch Naruto as heavily. Like ice, that middle one, that middle light blue one is ice. Ice is apparently a 5% drop of landing. Everything else is 95%. Cool, right? I got a legendary drop. But why does it matter? Like I didn't know about all these different elements. I didn't know what was what. I had to go and like try to figure it out. And then I have duplicates because I've run out of spins. I also have the option of all these extra elements because like I said, I bought the Game Pass. So when you start out, you're only going to have maybe like 1 to 2 elements to spin and like 1 clan to spin from, right? You only saw as many as you saw on mine because I paid for it. Something else I paid for when I first came into the game It's fast travel, and I'm going to show you. So, like, I click here, you see fast roll, EXP boost, collectible drop boost, element slot 3. I bought way more than that, and I tried scrolling down to see them, and I couldn't see them. Dev products, this kind of confused me at first, but I realized that Peroxide also has this as well. There's little things in the game that you can spin, you don't have to pay for, you can wait for codes. By the way, today is August 12th, 2024. They just released the code for 10 extra spins in their Discord. I think all the other codes have expired. So, feel free to hop in their Discord, check it out, and get those codes for some free spins so you can change whatever else it is that you want to change. But I'm going through these settings, trying to see what's going on. You got daily rewards. You got to play 15 minutes in order to claim. I didn't really read that at the time, and something that kind of pissed me off is when you open this. You see that the menu keeps shaking. Cool if it's like a little cute thing that you guys want to do, but at the same time, it's super disorienting, and while trying to click it, I couldn't click it. It was pissing me off. Here, this little menu here, I couldn't click any of these options here in settings. Game's just starting. It's in beta. That's to be expected. This is just me trying things out. I'm a new player coming into the game. I'm showing other potential new players what to expect, right? This isn't going to happen for everybody. It just happened for me. I went to a code website, tried to put these codes in. None of these codes worked in the slightest. I'm just going to give you that heads up now. This guy is telling me how to change my face. He had a pretty cool face. I thought his face looked really cool. I was asking him how he did it, and he's like, oh, you got to go back to character customization. It's in the top. When you look at the top of the game, you'll be able to find it. I didn't see it beforehand. The reason why I didn't see it, you see this bar that's around the top that shows my ping and everything. I usually have this because of Deep Woken. This was covering that bar. So that's why I didn't see it. That's on me, right? I'm putting in all these codes, copy and pasting. None of them are working. I'm letting you know right now, none of them work. There's one that does, and it's the one from the Discord server. By the way, this was torture for me, right? The wiki only explains the stuff that I guess people have gotten their hands on, because it's like I think it's a community-made Trello, because they have a Trello, or Trello, however you want to pronounce that, and I'm not too sure about the wiki. But the wiki talks about the items, the elements, and the clans. That's cool, right? At least you get some information on that. The Trello talks about just about everything else that people have actually come to touch face to face, but they're not holding your hand in everything. I get that, like, a lot of games, especially nowadays, the more up-to-date games and newer games, have this kind of understanding and idea of you kind of just get thrown into the game and you have to figure out how to play, right? But in this case, this game didn't teach me a damn thing, bro. All right, the startup thing, like when you hover over the game in Roblox, like before you hit the play button, all the controls are underneath, right? So they show you how to play the game there. There should be something up here on the screen, something in settings where you can see the controls. And maybe there is, maybe I missed it, but I don't remember seeing it from when I was playing. Something else that I think would be a really cool like add-on, a cool addition, is if there were keybind settings. I think a lot of MMORPGs, games where you're having to use multiple keys in order to use multiple powers or whatever the case may be, I think these games should have keybind settings. I think it would make sense to have keybind settings. That way I can change my keys. Not everybody's going to like using G to use a move, right? Maybe I might want to use the numpad. Maybe I might want to use mouse 4 and mouse 5 because my mouse has 2 extra buttons outside of mouse 1, mouse 2, and quote-unquote mouse 3, right? And I mean, that's just like a personal touch. I haven't even gotten that deep in the game to officially experience that yet, right? I've only gotten like maybe 2 skills, 3 skills, and honestly, I could have like up to 10 skills. I have like 30 something skill points by the end of all this, all right? I'm like a level like maybe 13, 12 or so, right? So I managed to get a decent amount of skill points, and there's a face customization. It's at the far top right. You also get to change your clothes. Really cool. So there's the issue I was missing, all right? But, you know, as far as like my personal little whatevers, little gripes or whatever, I feel like that should change. Also, this should change. Why I get like the game's in beta. You're limiting like our creativity by putting stuff that's kind of in the game, so we just have options to pick from. But like I said, these are new games. This is a new day and age. Why is it that in an MMORPG we are not allowed to change our hair to customize however we want it to be? I get that there's not really going to be hair sliders for Roblox games, but why not give us the option of hair IDs? And for clothing customizations, why not let us use shirt and pants IDs? Why not let us carry over our own clothes from our Roblox characters? I feel like that is a big thing that a lot of games should have. And I get it. Maybe you want to keep to the lore or whatever the case may be. But I just think that's like a personal thing that I love about games. I guarantee you, if you got an MMORPG and these are like options in your game, even if your game sucks, I'm going to put Robux in because I want to dress my character up. I like the customization in games. That's a big thing about MMORPGs. You're supposed to be able to make your own character, bring it into life, into their world, all right? Let us customize our characters the way we want them to be. I don't like games that limit your customization. Like I said, these aren't like huge things or whatever. I just hope that these are kind of like things that people will hear and they'll go, oh, hey, that'd be great if my character could run around in like a, I don't know, man, like a shiesty and like a full, what do they call it, like Nike Tech tracksuit, whatever the case may be. It'd be cool if my character could run around in like joggers and a crop top. Like, this is New Age Ninjas, all right? We are not out here with PTS Naruto. We're not out here with Shippuden Naruto. We're not out here with Boruto, all right? These are New Age Ninjas. The fun part about these games being on Roblox is that they have the excess creativity that a lot of other games don't have. That's why, like, Dragon Ball Z games or whatever the case on Roblox are probably going to thrive a lot more than, like, Xenoverse. Not just because of, like, up-to-date content or whatever the case may be, but because they have a lot more freedom to do what they want. I tried to do a private server. I bought the private server too, guys. I tried to do a private server so that I could join my own server and see how the game works by myself before joining in with a bunch of other people. I assume that if I have the possibility to have a private server, then that means that I'm going to have to like be in competition to play against other people for missions or loot, or people are going to spawn kill me or something. Kind of like Type Soul, right? But private servers don't work right now as of me recording this. I did see an update that the creators were talking about trying to get private servers to work. So when that comes, it'll be a little, I guess, easier to progress since I'm not going to have to be in competition to try to kill things with other players. Which also, maybe that can be fixed or changed in some way, potentially. You know, I shouldn't have to get the same quest as somebody else, right? And have to fight for scraps. Like, come on, bro. Like, if you pick up a mission, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's up to other people. Like, what do you think? Should we be able to, like, combat each other for the same, like, mission reward, the same mission? Or should it be once you pick up a mission, it should be, like, instant-based, right? Would that be harder to do? That's, like, a genuine question. That's something that I want to know. Like, let me know what you think, because I'm so curious about that. Something you might have noticed earlier, I skipped past it pretty quick, and I'm not gonna rewind the video and pause just to show, but my inventory when I actually touched my inventory and I went to the bottom, I had all these empty spaces in my inventory. Something that happened, I don't know if it's a bug, I don't know if it's intended, but all these empty spaces become locked spaces, and I cannot put items in these locked spaces. I have to leave the game. I've left the game a total of easily 15 to 20 times. Hold on, I'm leaving it right now. Alright, so I left the game, I changed my elements. I come into the game, you got a mission. Here's another big thing that I wanted to complain about. Please give us settings. I don't know, maybe they are there and I just missed them. The UI. Oh my god, let us change the UI. Give us scales. Give us individual scaling for the UI. You know, let us change the size of the minimap. Maybe we don't want that minimap being that big. Maybe we want the minimap to be static around our character, so when we turn, it doesn't turn with us. You know what I mean? The tutorial quest line, do you see how tiny that is? I don't know about you guys. I've got a monitor from one of my friends. It reaches up to 4K. I think usually I keep this monitor in 4K, but I have a secondary monitor that's lower than that. In this game, I cannot read that. I ended up having to like get really close to my monitor and squint. And then the text is in white. And this game's got like a really weird kind of like bright kind of feel to it, kind of shader to it, which, don't get me wrong, is actually really nice to an extent, right? It feels nice. It looks clean. I like it. But when it comes to this text, bro, I don't know what I'm reading. Can we get like a black box behind this text? Can we get the option to change this text so that the text is larger? And it's like, the issue is, you're going to pick up quests throughout this game, and it's going to be this same size throughout the game for pretty much the entirety of it, right? It's just a small thing, right? Give us the option. Let the community have the ability to customize things to our liking, little quality of life things, right? Like I said, this is beta, right? The game's just come out. So it's not like I'm just taking shots. I hate this game. I hate this game. But please, developers, if you're listening, let us change the UI. Let us change the keybinds. Let us put in hair IDs and clothes IDs. If you want to put the hair customization and stuff behind paywalls, I completely understand. Shindo Life did it too, right? I'm not going to blame you for that. Sure, go ahead. But please, let us change this other stuff so that we can understand what's going on, okay? All right, here, this said Kage a Fire Room. The quest was in there. Your first quest is in there, but I did not know that. When I read the quest over, I read that you got to talk to Aruka Sensei. So I spent this entire time looking for Aruka. Mind you, Aruka doesn't have anything over his head that shows you where he's at. So I'm thinking this game's broken. Game's not broken. I was supposed to go in there. You see on the map, like around, not on the map. On the map, you have a bunch of quests. Mind you, this needs to be changed too. The map shows you your quests, but they don't show you quests that you can use. Okay? On the map, all those white scrolls, I'm assuming are quests. You can go out to these NPCs, you can talk to them, but you can't take their quests until you hit a certain level, until you hit a certain rank, or until you have a certain amount of points in a skill, I guess, right? So, these shouldn't even show up on my map. Developers! Why? I get it, it's beta, right? It's beta. But you're a new player coming into the game, you're seeing these white marks, you're thinking, okay, maybe these are just quests that I can come and pick up. You can't. These pictures that are floating with the meters, these are what you're actually supposed to follow in-game. I think the first one was the ramen shop. That's a no-go, right? Obviously, you saw I was eating ramen. I don't know what it does for your character. I don't know what happens. I find Aruka Sensei. You got to hold E to talk to him. Notice this. This is something cool. I thought this was cool, but I think this could be implemented differently. The quest options that you pick when you're talking to NPCs, the ones that you can use are highlighted in blue. The ones that you can't use are grayed out. If they're grayed out, you can't touch them. Cool. I think there should be something a little more like noticeable so that you can tell that, right? Like they should be blacked out. Or, better yet, don't have the option at all, you know? Why give us the option to see what we can pick, but not let us pick it? You know? Why do that? Mind you, every NPC has this. Okay? So I'm running around for like the next 30 minutes, lost, when I was supposed to talk to the Hokage to begin with. They tell you talk to the Ishikage. I should have known, because Kage is there, that I need to talk to some kind of Kage, right? But I wasn't for sure. I just found this out. You can hover your mouse over those scroll tips, like the quests on your map, and they'll tell you the names of NPCs. So I'm moving my mouse all around trying to find Ishikage. Ishikage is not there. Brother, developers. You got the little symbol for the Ishikage on screen, but his name isn't there. That'd be a cool thing. Put their names over these floating icons so that we can tell who we're going to, right? All we see are the meters, the distances with pictures. We don't know who these people are. I don't know who these people are. That'd be cool, but also, why on earth isn't the Ishikage on the map? Why is he there? Why is his icon there, but he's not on the map? What? How does that help us? Developers! Now, don't get me wrong. If you're used to playing games like this, then common sense-wise, you would understand this. But if you're not used to playing games like this, and this is your first time running into a game like this is gonna piss you off, man. You might even quit the game. You'll have to watch a walkthrough on how to play the game, because they don't tell you. It's like, oh my god. So, guys, the video's at almost 20 minutes here, and I haven't even done the first mission yet, okay? The recording that I have is like 4 hours, alright? I'm going to cut this up here, export this, upload it to YouTube, come back around and continue for a part 2 so you can see what I'm actually like doing from here on out. So far, experiences on the game. In my personal experience, I think it needs quality life updates. I think that's the biggest thing. Quality of life updates. Let us change sliders. Like, let us have sliders or options or something for the UI so we can change it personally. Let us change keybinds so that we can change those personally. Please update something with the map and the NPCs. Put something in the settings where we can choose to have that on and off, you know? Just quality of life stuff that makes the game easier. I understand that it is beta, which means that it is subject to change in time. Okay? I get that. So it's not like I'm just, like I said, just punching down on this. This alone is amazing, okay? There's just a good bit of stuff that I feel like can change. But we have not even gotten into the missions. I do missions, guys. Believe it or not, I make it to missions. I make it out of tutorial difficulty. I make it out of, what is it, reporter difficulty, journalist difficulty. I make it out of that, okay, guys? I actually make it somewhere in this game. But I'm going to upload it for another video so that my first upload isn't like 3 hours long. So, yeah. Here's just a touch in my personal takes on the game so far based off of what you see in footage. Hope somebody important sees it. Hope other people can agree. Love you guys. See you.